That's the reason why a lot of people feel like they're just not good at languages or they're not talented enough. And I keep talking about talent being a non-factor here. The thing is, we're getting bombarded by videos in how to learn a language in a month, in a week, things like that.
I
And of course,
know.
the traditional grammar approach being so wrong in the way to go about language learning, because if you think about it, I mean, I wouldn't say from day one, but pretty early in the process, the traditional grammar approach sort of tells us to start communicating, or to start trying to communicate, of course.
Yeah.
So I've talked about this many times, but I think it's important. And I think it's one of the reasons why a lot of people end up giving up, because the traditional grammar approach tells you that pretty much from a very early stage, you should be able to communicate, right? Or you should try. But the process doesn't work like that. So you try to communicate, but you can't, not because there's something wrong with you, because that's just not the way it works, but because you think you should be able to communicate and you can't. What's left? It has to be me, right? Like, I'm not talented for languages. I'm never going to learn a language. There's something wrong with me. And I think that's one of the main reasons why, I mean, besides the process not working, but that's the reason why a lot of people feel like they're just not good at languages or they're not talented enough. And I keep talking about talent being a non-factor here. But
I know, and I know I hear so many people say that, like, I'm not good at languages, and it's interesting because my background in like as a student, like when I was in elementary school, I had this really literally traumatizing experience with a third grade teacher, and she essentially had like a good side of the class and a bad side. And every day I either went home crying every day because I felt stupid, right? Or I was kept in for recess. Like I wasn't able to go out and play because she wanted me to repeat math concepts over and over again, or because I'm a slow processor, and but I feel like that, like, I have to always remember that feeling that I felt as a child, like when I couldn't communicate, when I couldn't, communicate my needs, when I felt shamed, when I felt impatient with the process and impatient with my teacher, right? Like that always comes up for me when I'm teaching, because I want all of my students to feel empowered, but like we don't, in our culture, we don't have this built-in patience factor, like to help us get there. And it's like, but and it took me years to get out of that space of thinking that I was stupid, right? Like, and so like, I don't want to ever send my students into that space, like either on purpose or by mistake. And so I feel like you're right, like encouraging them and showing them how they are progressing, and showing them like, how much progress they've made in the last year or month is huge. Like, it's like, you don't ever want those kids or those adults or whatever age you're working with to have that sense of like, I'm horrible, and we've done this like through forever. Like I have so many, and I'm wondering if you hear this a lot from your American clients, like, I took Spanish for this many years in high school,
every
time. And I can't do X, Y, and Z, and therefore I'm bad in the language, or therefore, and it's like, no, like, hold on. Like, yeah, that's not going to be your story here. Like, that's not going to be the story that we end with.
But that's what they feel like, because they took Spanish in high school, or whatever it was, for 5, 10, 3, 2, 7 years, and it didn't work. And you see other people acquiring languages around you, not that way, but that's another topic. That's another debate. you feel like there's something wrong with you, like I said, but there's not, like, because I repeat it again, the process already worked for every single one of us with our native language. So we're all capable of learning other languages, at any point. But thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. And if you want to watch the entire interview with Kristen, in which we talked about different things related to language acquisition, just like how to know that you're learning the language the right way and the process working, or different tips, ideas for language acquisition, for language teaching as well. So yeah, you can check it out right here. All right. And right here, just smash this guy in the face and subscribe to my channel. Thank you and have a good day.